Hello, Rebound here. Well, it rained a good portion of the night last night. My tent is totally saturated. It was such a beautiful spot. I got up early, hoping that I would be able to see a little bit of the sunrise, but it was all cloudy. It was still beautiful. I got up and dressed and started packing things up early because I saw that the rain was supposed to start early again. So I had my breakfast in the dark, packed up in the dark, and it started raining, and thankfully there was a little reprieve for me to take down my tent. So my tent is saturated, but I got it down when it was not raining. It would be miserable to take that down in the pouring rain because it's a little cool with the wet mixed in. I've been thinking about something I said yesterday or the day before about how this pack carries and how important it is to pack it in just the right way. I've been packing my 0-degree quilt in a stuff sack just because it doesn't compact well. My friend Raid affectionately refers to it as fluffy, and it is fluffy. So I just had a thought that with my 20-degree quilt, I always just stuffed it in there, just like the guy who sold me the pack told me to do. And so I tried doing that this morning with the 0-degree quilt. It's hard to get it all smushed down so that I can fit everything in my pack, but I do believe it is carrying a little bit better. It's not sitting so heavily on my lower back, and it's not pulling on my shoulders as much. So I think I'm going to be tweaking how I pack this pack and see how that works for me. I'm going to try to quit whining about my legs, but I will tell you if I ever figure out what helps. These videos, I don't know if I've ever told you on the video, I've said it in comments, but these videos are delayed by weeks simply for my safety. So no one knows at any time where exactly I'm on the trail. It also gives me a buffer to edit and schedule my videos and have time to do that so that I'm not behind. So just so you know that, there's that. I am still tweaking how I edit my videos and what the format is, and I appreciate your patience. I know they've been a little bit longer lately, and it's probably because I'm yapping while I'm walking. Suffice to say, you've been very patient with me, and I appreciate your kindness and patience. It looks like I'm getting ready to go uphill, and my arm is getting tired, so I am going to shut this video down soon. I've got 16 or a little more today. That will take me to the shelter, and if I'm remembering right, after a big climb, it will be mostly downhill. So I think that I should be able to do that handily. Then I'll have about 6 miles the next day, and I am going to stay in that hotel for one night. It's more than I want to pay. That's all I'm going to say about that. Everybody has their opinions about what they can take, what's restful for them, what's not restful for them when they go into town. When I go into town, I need to rest. And when I'm rested, then I'm like, hey, yeah, let's go. So anyway, that is the morning report for today, and I will catch up with you later. Not to mention that we're supposed to have rain, or chances of rain, for the next 4 days. At times it looks like it's going to be windy. So at this point, I'm planning on pushing on through it, but we'll see. Plans change. One thing I've been thinking a lot about is that I don't want to fight the trail. That means trying to avoid the discomfort too much. I gotta listen to my body, but I think on my first hike, I was battling the trail, trying to conquer it. The second hike, I think I was paying too much attention to my comfort, and now my goal this time is to do better at just going with the flow and not fighting the suck, as they say. There's a phrase out there, I don't know who came out with it, called embrace the suck. And that just means you got to embrace all of the discomfort, everything the trail throws your way. And I think that's a good way to look at life. Fighting it doesn't help usually. It just makes you more miserable. So if you just try to find the silver lining in every situation, this is coming from Mrs. Whiny Baby. And a long time ago, I learned something to do out here called the at least game. To me, it's like counting your blessings. But you can say, well, it may be raining, but at least it's not snowing. It may be raining, but at least I'm in a hostel, or at least I'm in my tent, or at least I still have food. It may be cold, but at least I have a warm quilt and a down jacket, and I'm warm in this quilt. You see where it's going. But I need to do more of that, because I do think I've been falling into sort of a whiny phase about my legs, about where I'm staying. So I'm going to try to do better, because I want to be good. As my friend Connie used to say, it's good to be good. So that's what I'm striving for. And I am checking out for now. Not a good day to be out hiking. It has been raining most of the morning. It's got a breeze. The trail has been all muddy and slippery, and it's cold. I made the mistake of stopping back there at the shelter for lunch, and I got cold. I wasn't cold prior to that, but then I realized how cold it was. I think I'm mostly flat or downhill to the next shelter. From that past shelter, it's about 10 miles. And so it's not going to be a pleasant afternoon. This is why I don't like walking in the rain and the cold. And I'm rethinking more than one day in Irwin if it's going to rain for days on end. This is Rebound signing out. Hello. Today was not a good day. It rained all day long, and it is true that rain gear does not keep you dry. I was cold most of the day, and my clothes were saturated by the time I got to the shelter. I did about 16 miles today, and I don't want to do this again. It was very scary for me, and I didn't take much footage because it was raining all day long. So tomorrow I go into Irwin, and I may just stay more than one day to avoid the rain because I don't want to do this again.